They use the trowel to clear away most of the dirt, the knife to clear away the dirt right next to the fossil, and the brush to sweep the dirt off of the fossil.
Pretty clever, using these inexpensive tools.
What's this white stuff?
I saw Bruce mixing up some plaster. Let's find out what's going on.
Save this water if you can. Feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now you mix it up and get it real smooth, but leave, wipe it off your hands as you go when you're finished, yeah.
I like
this. Water into it as well. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. Should be consistency of thick cream, really. Okay, so try to get that stuff from the bottom and that water on top mixed in with water. Okay, so you see that's really an important step. The tissue paper, so it doesn't stick to the bone. Take that old brush, get it wet, dab it in. So in all the little crevices, then the jacket will be tight. If you don't do that, if this thing dries out, which it will through time, we don't get it prepared. Because we have to turn it over, it'll all fall apart inside. Give me a little guy, yeah, just real simple. Okay, here's how you do it. I'll show you one, and you go ahead and do this. Get it all soaked. Open it up. See, there's a little there. Okay, that's real thick on there, though. So what you want to do is just kind of slide it through your hands, and then give it to Shane. He can open that up, or you can open it and hand it to him. Okay, here's another important thing, though. If you put any on the specimen, do not lift them off. Back off the specimen, because you'll pull that tissue paper off and you'll defeat your purpose. Yeah. Yeah, one of those super long ones. Remember that lid? Scrub all of it. Over there, yeah, good. Whoop. Okay, now start scrubbing. No, scrub it, yeah. A little more. Now scrub all over, especially up. There you go. Yeah, it's 70 south. 35 west. Of the N10 flag.
After the plaster dries, the cast will be marked with north-south orientation.
They also are marked with a number so that they can be located on the map.
We'll put north orientation on, and we'll map these in. We'll sketch them in, and we'll set up a grid.
All the fossils that are found are written in the field book and located on the grid.
These are things we're going to now wrap in newspaper, taping and marking the upside as top, so as it dries out, nothing falls out. We could put a plaster jacket on the top of this to hold it together, but we're going to prepare this right away, so we don't need to do through that step.
The plaster jackets are wrapped to keep them wet. They can get a little moldy after setting a while in the box. They are kept wet to keep the contents from spilling. They are wrapped in a double layer of newspaper, and the bottom of the cast is now marked top, so that if they do dry out, the contents will be held inside and not spill. One of the reasons for mapping the fossils is to study how the bones were deposited by the river. Notes about the beds, the bones themselves, how the bones are lying, dipping, or plunging are written down. These notes give indication as to current direction of the river. The bones are studied as a fauna and also as individual animals. Many jaws are represented and many are missing teeth, but with several jaws a whole set of teeth can be studied. After the jackets are wrapped, they are placed in boxes that are used to transport them back to the lab. When they have safely arrived at the lab, the boxes will be unpacked and the jackets unwrapped to expose the fossils for final preparation.
I've seen some large tables and round metal feeding pans with screen in them. What are those used for?
The large tables are used to screen piles of dirt for microfossils.
Micro what?
Microfossils. These are tiny animals like mice, voles, lizards, snakes, and frogs.
Cool. So do they ever find much?
Bruce says that depends on the site. Some have a lot of microfossils, and other sites have very little.
We just shovel up some sand and gravel. It might have potential for microvertebrate fossils. And just spread it out on there. Fairly thin. Yeah, go ahead. Just spread it out and we'll let the sun dry it. And it'll run right through because there's not a lot of clay. It dries really well. So I usually just spread it around evenly and then leave it for a while and come back when it's dried. You probably have to sweep the screen one time and then spread it out again. This is aluminum screen, so we have to be careful not to touch that with a shovel or a heavy bucket or anything else that we might put our sand up here with, or it just tears them apart. So then spread it out like I'm doing on your half. Now see, we've lost most of that sand, so now we'll wait for it to dry again. And you'll start to see things a little clearer up in there. But we haven't found much in this stuff. We only went through a little, but it seems to be ground up when you get into the coarse. This is what kind of their coarse stuff. So we sometimes put it right there. But as you go down through this, you get real dusty again. This stuff, though, is what you bag. That's what comes out on this screen too. This is window screen like that. And this is the stuff that's very tedious to sort through. But one of those 30-pound bags takes you 16 to 20 hours to sort. You're 20 hours each, and we got 40. So you can imagine. But this stuff you can look through. And as you do, if it's not bone, just toss it off. And then you'll come to the end eventually, okay? And you don't want to just kind of pick things out. You want to get rid of it as you rule out any bones. You know, we don't see anything in these, so you can toss them. What we do is we'll take this and we'll put it on a paper plate. I don't have any with me. Spread it out and not have any of it pile up on the plate. You know, you want to be able to see every grain. And you go over it and then you toss it, pulling out all the fossils. But you will find bone fragments, yes. That's a clay ball, though. Mm. That's one of those light beds in there, the greenish stuff that's just fallen in and tumbled around itself. Let's see. See, there just isn't a lot of bone in this. Our pan screens, we usually use these just to test an area. We'll go out and scoop a lot of sand into the upper one. That size is it. That tail screen, 1/4 inch. So it takes all these things out. And you can look through those, you can see the bones if they're that large with the naked eye. Then it goes through this, and this is window screen. And we shake all the loose sand out of it, and we'll bag what's in there. And take that back to the lab.
Once again, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Rhea.
Thanks for joining us at the quarry in the Wildcat Hills. Hi, I'm Ryan. And Rhea can't get out of the car. We're in the Wildcat.
Hey!
Yeah, turn around again so I can see. Yeah.
Got it in my hair.
Yes, you do.
Look for the light green outline of the North America.